Hello again, YouTube. Let's get this quickie in right quick. Pause. Wait a minute. Let's just do a quick video. This ain't gonna be my longest video, but I want to talk about sex and porn. I do. Now, when I talk about it, it's kind of different than when your local pastor talks about it. He just condemns you for watching it, not knowing necessarily your background or what's going on in your current household. Ringo made an interesting point that, again, I have to bring him up. I've been trying not to use names, but sometimes you just have to. I'm not taking nobody's credit. So, Ringo used to tell guys to concubine and to marry women, right? But in so many words, to paraphrase what he was saying, the reason why he changed his mind is because of the way the Most High thinks, and the way the Most High views this type of activity between men and women. He said, don't concubine or none of this. He said, because it is what it is. Basically, it's going to be what it's going to be. So, what he's talking about is the overall mindset of the Most High in regards to sex. Notice the only thing that's mentioned about sex in the Ten Commandments is you shall not commit adultery. All the other stuff had to do with how you treat him, how you treat other people. What am I getting at? Women often gain leverage from naive preachers and pastors who don't understand how to discuss the topic called sex ray. And so what they end up doing is emasculating men, where they try to make you feel bad about your desires. Your desires aren't the issue here. Your actions and your reactions are the issue here. So you got pastors that think they can do whatever they want out here, and then they get in the pulpit and they condemn you. Now, it was rumors about Geno Jennings, but there was no proof to it. But you got to look at both sides. The rumor was that he was overheard clapping women in the back. I never really took it serious because it was no evidence provided of that. But let's say it was true. Let's say it was. We don't know. We're gonna just act as if it was. Let's say it was. Then when you hear him talk about sex, and him and Pastor Dow was supposed to have a debate on polygyny that never happened, in part because Geno Jenkins, or what's his name, Geno Jenkins? One of them, Geno Jennings. I watch them, but I can't, offhand, I think it's Jennings. So, these guys try to make you feel bad about the mishandling at times of the desire this God given, the desire that he put in you. And when you go to church, man, here's what happens sometimes. You go to church, the woman is empowered in your modern Christian church. That ain't what the Bible teaches, but who's keeping score? That's for a whole nother video. And so they'll condemn you for watching the P word, and then they'll turn around while they're condemning you and half perform. Say no. You like, man, didn't we do something last week? Why do you supposed to be a believer? Why are you always thinking about that? You acting carnal. These are the things that so-called Christian women sometimes say to their husband. So this is why I say that you don't know a person's situation. Now, we do know that married men statistically order, watch, so on and so forth, the most of that stuff. being a married man, I can see why. I can. Like, married men don't... Look, man, this is what women do. And it's not all of them, but most of them. Once you've been married to them a while, the desire for you fades. The desire for other men, it grows, and they're justifying it while it's growing. So sometimes when a woman's desire grows out of control, now she tries to play the victim. She really wants a divorce, but she tries to play the victim so she won't look like a 304. Because perhaps her being in the church, reading the Bible, done preached to people in the past, she don't want them to look at her like, man, what's going on with her? So she rather them look at you that way. Oh, he a deadbeat. Oh, he turned his back on his family, so on and so forth. This is why. One of the many reasons why you can't take up for these women, man. You can't take up for these women, man. When we talk about this, the more logical thing you could do is either stay out of it or be over here with us, telling the truth. Telling the truth. See, what happens is these preachers try to take these women's side, and then they end up in scandals. And so now, well, the reason why they ain't, listen, man, you should have kept your mouth shut, man. So if Tony Gaskins were to be one of these guys, did it come out that he had a scandal and this, that, and the other? Am I going to be like, I told y'all so? With him, I just might, because they've been coming to his defense in Grove. In Grove. No, either his wife got it going on, or he gonna fall short because he talking too much, or he a Fruit Loop, fruity duty, so he don't really desire them like that. He could be talking about himself with the, you desire me. You ain't above reproach, man. Who you think you is? And if you come at me on your real stuff with your face showing. Don't come at me on no fake account. Y'all here raw and this dude, I wonder if he done came at me on a fake account. Y'all, if he has, man, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all lifting up a dude that's scared to stand up for himself on his account. You know why a lot of people be refusing to stand up for themselves? I'm finna show you. It's one of the laws of power. And it's deception. They don't want you to see them in that light. But you probably already have, because when people disagree with some of these guys, they'll cuss them out. The first point I want to make in talking about this, never give a woman leverage over you sexually. You can practice polygyny. You can practice polygyny on yourself. You say, man, you condone it. Listen, man, the Bible never gave women that clout. What did it say? He gonna give them a helper. Their job is to help. Their job is to be a companion. Their job is to respect their husband. He has power over them. He's the head over them. But what do they do? No, hurry up. That's how they have sex. That's how a lot of married women have sex. No, hurry up. No, hurry up. The hurry up is just to keep you from messing with other women. It's not because they want to. And most guys, if they honest with themselves, they know when the drop off happened. See, let these guys tell it it's because of you. The drop off is because of you. Let me break that down. If a woman loses attraction to her husband she never had attraction to begin with, or she ain't that smart, or both. Let me show you what I mean. She had to know that he was going to change over time, especially the ones that act like they don't even want their husband to go to the gym, no other women was there. What do you think is going to happen to most of them? You keep giving them what you call that, Chicago style pizzas. You think he gonna stay thin? Nothing against Chicago. Delicious. I'm not really a pizza guy though, because we don't, like here, we have a couple good pizza spots, but most of them tear my stomach up. But I ain't keeping score on my stomach. Let's stay on subject. So, these women are coming to his defense. A lot of women are on his side because they want to control men. And if you see, this is what I say to women now. Because women, they try to deflect all this. You can't do that with me. I'm going to prophesy. I'm going to be like, the truth within your heart, the full truth. That's what I want. Before God. Are you taking up for this man because you have desires and you like controlling men? You like controlling your husband. You like controlling your boyfriend. You want to determine all the semen that comes out of him. Pause. That's how they be. That's the central theme of this whole entire argument, man. Is a bunch of women. Wait, let me go over here. A bunch of women who desire to control their men. Take a polygraph on that one. Tell me I'm lying. Any woman that's raising her voice to her husband, putting bass in her voice, she's trying to control him. Any woman that's cutting him off and trying to, before the situation is resolved, I don't want to hear it. You know what that is? That's immaturity, and that's you trying to control him. So, when we say no monogamy, this is why. That's too much control. That's control that the Most High himself did not give these women. That's that European stuff. See, y'all so into Greek mythology that y'all even want to turn relationships into the relationships that they had in Greek mythology. And you supposed to be from the peoples of the book, but you trying to turn monogamy is it's from Greek mythology. It had its most recent success and action in Europe. That's not a thing for any of the countries and the indigenous peoples that we come from. They were not, hardly any of them were not monogamous. You clearly don't know your history. See, I know they stripped our history from us with slavery and some of the agreements that were sinister at best. But we got to make sure that we don't try to act as if this is from God. If you looking, even if you don't believe in the Bible, okay, look in the Sumerian text. Look in the Sumerian text. Look at any of these texts and you will see that the kings and the leaders mostly, not all, but mostly, practice polygyny. Nobody's making, like I got into a really heated argument with a guy. And I told him monogamy is a matter of choice and you trying to act, you blaspheming God because you trying to act as if it's evil. I said, you better be careful. And I don't even like making threats, but that's like a warning. Because the Most High showed his stamp of approval with polygyny when he gave David all of King Saul's wives at once after he died. So when you say that polygyny is evil, that's blasphemy of the spirit. The Most High is a spirit, right? What'd he say? He said that if you wanted more wives, 2 Samuel chapter 12, to King David, I would have given you even more. So that shows you his attitude towards polygyny. Now, in terms of sex in general, that also shows you his attitude. That the Most High is not trying to obstruct the sexual activity of men other than keeping them away from other guys' wives, keeping them from WHORE mongering, which is the promotion of WHOREs, and the promotion of WHOREs is as follows. Going to strip clubs. In some cases, that P word. Watching it. In most cases, that's the worst part about it. That if you got an OnlyFans, you supporting these chicks OnlyFans, you are a WHORE monger because you're promoting her financially. Now, y'all try to say that I'm condoning this stuff. Do that sound like I'm condoning it? No. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's not the sin that y'all make it because it's thoughts. It's not actions. It's not the same as if you go and you come through the side door while her husband is at work. Not the same. Not the same. So there's no sin is the breaking of the law. There's no law that says you can't look at women naked. Now you want shock value, I'm gonna give you some. There's a law that says you can't mess with another man's wife. There's a law that says now I'm gonna show you something. Here's another way I would advise you against PORN. Because it's graven images. Like if you get to idolizing these women like some of them dudes do, now you guilty of two things. But you see how I'm getting to all the points of this? The Most High knows all. He know about your situation. He know about your wife's true heart attitude toward you. He knows everything. What I would advise guys to do is, I would advise you, if your libido that strong where you jagging every day, then man, you need to get you a couple women, make them concubines. I'm not against concubines. And if they follow your lead, and let's say they unicorns and stuff like that, then you can make them wives. I'm not against marriage. I'm against marriage to love bombing, fake, Jezebelic, trying to put your bass in your voice like a man, disrespectful, sneaky, flirtatious, emotional affair having broads. But I'm not against marriage itself. I'm for it. I'm just not for it with women who ain't right. You got to be right in your head. You got to be right in your heart. You ain't got, like I said, I told somebody, she don't have to be perfect, but she has to be consistent. Consistently faithful, consistently loyal, consistently sexual, consistently respectful. You're going to have disagreements, but as long as she's consistent and she really has positive feelings toward you, not just to have kids, not just because you got money, not just because this, not just because of that, then I'm all for it. But unfortunately, this is not the case with most. This video ended up being long again. Oh, man. I'm going to try to make some shorter videos. So, don't tell people that I'm against marriage. I'm not. I'm against women running men. I'm against women leading men. I'm against women not listening to men. I'm against women trying to be the boss of a man. That's what I'm against. I'm against women who are such control freaks that they want to ration out sex. Like they trying to starve him out sexually. That's what I'm against. And that's where I say PORN ain't the worst thing. In fact, sometimes y'all probably need to tell y'all women, I'll just watch porn. Well, you gonna get judged of that. Listen, sin is the breaking of the law. The books, when the books get open, the books is gonna basically be outlined by the laws. So some things you gonna get in trouble for, but you ain't gonna get as much trouble for. Let me give you an example. Why are all of them coming out here? Let me give you an example. Not keeping the Sabbath brings a worser judgment than PORN. Tell me I'm wrong. Not having the most, and this is what we all guilty of right here. Not loving the Most High with all our heart, all our soul, all our mind, all our strength is worse than PORN. Not loving your neighbor as yourself is worse than PORN. See, y'all want to focus on the self-righteous gospel of men. You can't gamble. Never said that. These people up to something. I ain't never seen them this many kids. They be doing some crazy stuff. They up to something. I gotta see this. I'm finna see what they finna do. Like 20 kids just went in that store. So, make me not want to go in there. This is how sin is judged. Sin is the breaking of the law. When you have the Most High Spirit of life in you, it's gonna make you better, but it's not gonna make you perfect. Because you still in the flesh. You still have to learn how to crucify the sinful inclinations within yourself. Unlearned, unwise people that's just talking, trying to preach, and they really should be learning, will tell people that they are rainbow because they watch those movies. You're not being thorough when you do that. You see how I explained it to you? Now, there are some sins that you commit by watching it. Like I said, you more guilty of whoremongering than anything. You don't have no commitment to these chicks you looking at or anybody else, whether it's me, whoever. They not your concubine, they not your wife, but you looking at them. Is that bad? Yeah, but it's normal. Yeah, but it's natural. I could go into a little more details, but I know y'all just got y'all hands rubbing together. So I ain't gonna say what I could say. I'm gonna just keep it a little higher than elementary with you. You can't stop a man from liking what he like. Some guys, they just like looking at the different. But let him tell it, they out there on their man. Okay, what about the guys that watch the stuff that don't include men? The solo acts and all that. I guess they perverted because they like seeing a little variety. I mean, after all, we get 2.1 million sperm cells a day. What was the Father up to with that? Y'all be trying to turn, y'all is idolaters, man. Y'all turn the Most High into something else. Samson was buying prostitutes and he still helped them push that house on them people. Solomon was doing all type of witchcraft learning. What do you think the greater and the lesser? Watch this, watch this, watch this. Some of y'all came on there trying to debate me about the word Lord, right? Don't y'all know that that word, that deity is in the lesser keys of Solomon? And if I'm not mistaken, it's in the greater keys as well. So y'all basically saying the Messiah, the Savior of the world, is him? No wonder you don't got no impact. Listen, man. Listen. You got to understand what I'm telling you. That's not something that I would advise you to do, but it's not as bad as people try to make it out to be either. You understand what I'm saying? You like big booties? You're going to want to see a variety of them. But the best thing for you to do is for you to get a couple of them of your own and to work with that. You know what some of the biblical patriarchs was doing? When their wives were getting older, they were getting new wives and they still had their older wives. Their role just changed. That's what was happening. Do your research. Do it. If you don't want to research the Bible, look it up. Look up polygyny history. Who practiced polygyny? Any of these things. You should be reading the Encyclopedia Britannica anyway. Because on most things, it's unbiased. You can learn a lot. But what people do in the church, they be, like I said, they be 65 years old, don't even want his wife no more. He can't even get it up because he not interested. They fighting to argue too much. He lost attraction to her. Let me show you how it's not about age. Let me show you. In any time in history, if you looked up Granny, PRN, people be watching that stuff, man. They like them too. But the women and the women be up in age and they still be doing the same moves. So they could do that, but what most women today do, they try to rely on manipulation and disrespect and playing the victim and stuff instead of just opening that maturely aged thing up. I think one of the reasons why some guys be having the needing the blue pill, too much fighting. Y'all fight too much disrespect. You ain't gonna want to do nothing with her. That's one reason. Another reason, sometimes you might be jagging a little too much. Take a couple days off, couple weeks. It ain't even about age. Because I got more libido now than I had in my 20s. It's just I got more wisdom with it. I don't chase everything. Like all of these dudes talking about young girls or this, that. Man, some of them is just flat out annoying, man. It's certain things about them that's different. But, I mean, see, I got to keep it on a certain level on YouTube. Y'all gonna have to become members, or I got a Patreon page that I haven't even been on there, and I don't know if you have either. But once I start getting some patrons, that's when we're gonna go a little more under the surface. Trying to do that stuff on YouTube, and I'm not farting. That's my chair, if you heard that. You want me to fart? I'll fart. No, I'm just kidding. So, this video is long enough, man. We're going to have to revisit this because y'all don't be wanting to watch these type of video. So, we're going to come back to it. This is The Truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel.